always wanted to read medicine, yes. So after SHS, I applied to UHAS to study medicine, but then I couldn't get the opportunity. And I had a scholarship by then too. Okay, so after making enquiries and once they said I can see my name. After making inquiries and realizing that I could actually study medicine after nursing, I agreed to go. So fast forward, I went to UHAS. And yeah, during the research, I realized that I would need either a second class upper or first class. So I thought, if I can hit first class, why not? Why aim at second class upper? So my was raised, I did my best, and yes, I graduated with a first class. Okay, so UHAS doesn't really do classes, okay, but after I took my CGP and then compared it to, the grading system, it was a first class. So after UHAS, I have interest in fashion designing and public speaking as well. So after UHAS, I was at home trying to, use the waiting time. We were waiting for national service. I was trying to use the waiting time to work on this. Okay. So I actually began this fashion design radio station. I got the opportunity to interview some entrepreneurs, yes, to ask about their entrepreneurial experience and all of that. So that was when I was there one day, and then this friend of mine added into a certain group. She knows I like this volunteering, like let me tell you, there's a program and it's free. I'll see the opportunity when it's volunteerism. I'll see the opportunity to go volunteer. Through that you build networks, you get to meet people, you get to learn a few things, put your skills to work. So she added me to this group because of this. So one day, life goes on in my fashion designing course, and then the entrepreneurship something too. So one day I was there, and then I saw this link on the page. It was about applying for a game program at the University of Ghana. So before that, after nursing degree at UHAS, I went to the medical school administration of UHAS to find out how I could get in medical school. After a nursing certificate. And according to them, they haven't started that program yet because of lack of resources. So they're now putting things together. I made inquiries at UDS. UDS said they have the program, but I would have to start at level 100. Tech to save. And for some, I think UCC, yes, UCC does the game program, but then by the time I graduated from school, they've already done their selection for the game program. So it means I would have to wait for the next year. For some funny reasons, I didn't think about University of Ghana. I don't know, for some funny reason, I don't know whether it was because I didn't have any direct contact with anyone at the university. So, as in like a friend or something, I don't know whether it was because of that. But then, I didn't make inquiries about University of Ghana. So when I saw this link on the opportunity page, I was like, let me just open it and see. So I checked. I think it was a PDF with a link or so, something like that. So I opened and realized it was GIMP. But then it was not good for like 1 week or 2 weeks or so for the thing to end. It was in the Christmas season. So apparently the application was open since October, but then I saw this document on that page. And I keep thanking God for whoever posted that on the page that particular day that I saw it. I think it was a group leader by then. I keep thanking God for all of this. I'm the type that believe in divine intervention. If you not believe in God, we are all different people. So, but then I believe in God. I believe in divine intervention. I believe it was some divine intervention that made this friend add me to this page. So fast forward, I checked, and then I had just 1 week. I needed sponsorship letters. I needed to apply, of course, through the link. I needed sponsorship letters, recommendation letters, my transcripts, and yes, passport pictures, and then some other stuff. But this is what I remember. So when I checked, in fact, the way I stressed my lecturers for these recommendation letters, you see, the time was short. So they were like, why didn't I come earlier? But then I had to let them know that I didn't see this opportunity early. So, by the mercies of God, these lecturers were able to put something together. I think it's one of 1 day or 2. They're very busy, but they were able to help me get this as quickly as possible. And then I applied. The day I was supposed to submit this document, I arrived, I couldn't get one of the recommendation letter early. So I arrived late at the University of Ghana over here, the administration. When I came, the scrutineers were like, oh, it was late, and why am I now coming? I told them, I'm coming from home, and I was now waiting for some letters and everything. They were like, well, by now the administration would have closed, but I could give it a try. And up until this day, I keep thanking God for the security men I met over there. If it were some people, they may be like, oh, it's past time, so go back or something, or we won't allow you in or something. But I will go give it a try, right? So when I went, the secretary was like, that day, it just happened that she decided not to leave early. She said she was checking on some things also. So she decided not to leave early. And I believe this is also a divine intervention, because according to her, she lives there as soon as it's 5 she leaves. But then this was past 6, almost 7, and she was still there. So I made my submission and I left back to home, hoping and praying that I'll be called. And then a lot of things happened in between this, but I just want to cut the story straight and simple, and to communicate the message I'm trying to communicate to you. So I was there, fashion design was going on, the radio program was also going on, and then one day I had a phone call. Hello, am I speaking with Regina? They have been called to come for the access calls of the game program, go and pay the amount. That's where I got that money from. See, back at UHAS, you said I told I've always had the idea of going to medical school, right? So I was saving up money for this time. So as soon as they say go and pay this, go and pay that, no delays, I quickly packed my tools, went, made the payments and everything. Oh God, I just thank God for mercies. I went for this access course. The day before the access course to begin, okay, I went on a Friday or Saturday or so. So the Sunday for the Monday for the access course to begin, the one of our seniors who also completed UHAS and was then studying medicine, I think he also got the opportunity to be in a medical school. So he asked me how studies was going. I told him which studies. We are now about to start the classes. He was like, I don't have the materials I was supposed to study for the access course. And I said, no, I didn't lose any material. He was like, hey, Regina, me. You know what this means? This means I'll need some divine intervention to be able to pass the exams. And I was like, why? And he said people had the materials like years ago. It's something I'm supposed to read thoroughly for, like people have written for some time but have not gotten the opportunity to get in. So it means they've had the material, so they've had the opportunity to read it over and over again. But then this is my first trial, so it was only how I'll get in. But then he spoke to me and then he left. And when I got into my room, I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, they are going against giants, people who have been here before. What am I going to do? Well, there will be some newcomers also in. But from the information I got by then, it was so scary, so scary. But then I started to give it my best. So the access course was like 2 weeks or so. So I think so. We went for 2 weeks. When you are sleeping, you won't even be able to sleep. Oh. Is it that thing where you sleep and then you wake up with some sort of panic attacks? It's like there is fire on the mountain and you are sleeping. So in fact, I hardly had any good sleep I did. But then by God's grace, the class came to an end. We wrote the exams, and after the exams, yeah. So after the application, okay, out of thousands of people, they pick about 200 and something people. So after the exams, they selected 101 for the interview. The day of the interview came. Hey, before that, the courses for the other scores, Charlie, they weren't easy. But by God's grace, everything went okay, and we are here now. So the interview, I was asked about my sponsor. I was asked some ethical questions. I was asked about why they didn't ask me why I didn't just continue in the nursing field, because my CGPA was one of the best. So he said I could get anything I wanted to do in nursing. Why didn't I continue? And I explained to her that I've always wanted to read medicine. And she said, why didn't I then apply, to study medicine at UHAS? And I explained everything to her about how I didn't get in. She said, why didn't I apply the next year? And I told her that I got scholarship studying nursing, and I realized I could enter medicine with nursing, so I decided to take it. And she was like, okay. I was like the last book I read, but then it was Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. So I told her about that. I was asked some current affairs, and then that was it for the interview. When I got out, such interviews, you won't even know whether you are doing well or not. You may answer everything correctly, but at the end of the day, you may not get in. But then after the interview, I went back to go pack my things, came to Ashaiman, yes, hoping that I'll be called for school. And so when I came, my mom was like, how is everything? I told her how it went. She was trying to comfort me, support me. Hey, it took a long time for the final decision. I think it took some time, not long, but it took some time. It wasn't like the next day or so. It took some time for the final decision to come out, and I was so scared. wonder whether I'll be big. You know that thing where you are wondering, you are positive about it, but you just can't wait for the result to come out. I was there, and then one day they put a link on the page that the final decision is out. When I went, I was selected. Hey! Oh my God! I was given admission. I was so happy, so happy. Like, you see, if I had this idea of recording videos, and putting on YouTube, I would have recorded in real time. At each of the stages, I would have recorded them and put them together for you to see. It's like I'm describing it, so you may not see the effect, the anxiety, the fear, the stress. Hey, it's like you sleep and you wake up with some fire for you to get up and study. Hey, well, so I got in, and by God's grace, that is how we are here. So I thought I should share this with you to let you know that never give up on your dreams. See, when I was coming in, the thought of this program will take 4 years. When will I finish with school and then, do other things I wanted to do in life? But then the thought again came that whether or not I come to this school, these 4 years will still come. So today, if your excuse for not getting into medical school, or your excuse for not pursuing that goal, pursuing that vision you want to pursue, if your excuse is time, then my message to you today is whether or not you pursue that dream, the time will still come. As far as you are alive and you do not die, that time will still come. That 10 years will still come. As far as we are alive, and yes, the world does not come to an end, that years will still come. So put that excuse of it's too far or it's too long aside and pursue that dream. And if you're a Christian, I would like to say that there was a lot of miracle and godly intervention and divine intervention throughout the journey. I can't say everything in one video, but they will come up during my journey in medical schools. I remember something and all of that. So continue to have faith in God, continue to believe in God, continue to do your best. When you do your best, God himself will do the other things that you can't do by yourself. The essence is you need divine intervention. See, you need divine intervention. So just do your best, and God will also do his part. He will intervene when he needs to intervene. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the session. And I hope you enjoyed the story time. And I hope you've taken some food today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.